Hey, this is Fortnite on Xbox Series X. We just got a new update to the game that enables the use of 120 FPS. You can see that in the top right corner of the screen. And we'll be going over kind of the details of the features that change due to this increase in the fluidity. So to achieve this, they drop the resolution down to 1440p. And it seems like we actually it almost looks like it goes over 120 at times, or it just drops slightly lower. It's very interesting to see the bar on the top right, again, right beside the map. You can see the FPS kind of dropping. You get the low end, the high end. But this should also be helped a bit by the application of the TV's FreeSync with VRR. So that's interesting to take into consideration as well. So they also adjust the shadow settings, post-processing, and streaming distances. You get reductions there. Volumetric clouds, physical rim lighting, and high-quality shaders remain enabled when you are using this option. So it was really weird when this first released, this Xbox Series X optimization, because it was just 4K 60, which Fortnite already ran at, so it was kind of like, well, what exactly are we getting here? I mean, it did improve some elements of the experience in terms of, the visual fidelity of the environment. And you can, of course, go and check out that particular gameplay review in order to see what that game is looking like. And just so you know, the 120 FPS only applies to the creative and the Battle Royale mode. So apparently the Save the World area does not get this sort of option, and we do test Save the World in the other gameplay. That one shows cases at 4K 60, the Battle Royale, and also Save the World, which does actually still get some drops here or there below 60 even on the new console, so that's kind of interesting to keep in mind as well. But yeah, we're mostly just going to kind of be showing it off, allowing you to see how it's running, and it seems to be hitting the targets quite well. I mean, obviously the big test is going to be during more high conflict scenarios where you're battling against other people. That's going to be the big test of what this thing can do. It also looks like we're in some sort of new season of Fortnite or something like that that's going on here. So that's interesting to keep in mind as well when we're going about and exploring the game. At least, yeah, it definitely looks like it, because we were doing like an Avengers type thing last time. I don't know, I don't keep up on this game, so it is what it is. But mostly what we're going to try to do is maybe get a little bit elevated without having to build anything, and just kind of look at the distance. It still seems to render fairly well, maybe not as much detail in the far distance, but the benefits you get with the 120 FPS are fantastic. I will also note, for those that are unaware of how this sort of works, YouTube does not support 120 FPS, so why is it building like that? I can't really present to you exactly what I'm seeing. And the Xbox, I don't have anything to record at 120 FPS, so you get the Xbox recording at 4K 60, and hopefully you can see sort of the benefits in the fluidity and everything like that, because it is, increasingly a lot smoother. So you may be wondering why exactly you would want the boosted fluidity. The whole point of that is if you're doing something like more of a competitive style of play, you're able to line up your shots and do your damage and attacks more effectively. It just allows you to kind of line things up. It's a much more tactical, intense way of playing. 4K 60 will still very likely be fine in almost all situations, but, obviously 120 is just such an absolutely massive jump over that. It really is quite a change of pace and play. It really is kind of wild. And if you didn't know, I'm playing as Kratos because you can get him on all platforms. Just like apparently the Master Chief, which I would have liked to show, but I don't have the Chief at the current time. Maybe I'll be able to show him off later in Fortnite. I don't know. It's kind of expensive. Anyways, we are presenting this look at it just so you can see it. But yeah, it does actually feel significantly better for movement and play. And I guess for Fortnite, since I don't really necessarily play it for the visuals, I would highly suggest playing it with this in mind, having this FPS option if you have the TV that supports it, and if you have the console that supports it as well. Because the Series S can also do it, but it also lowers the resolution even further, which is interesting to think about. But in order to achieve, 120 FPS in an open world battle royale like the game like this, sacrifices have to be made. They've already got it running impressively well, but yeah, I mean, this is great. You're seeing 120 FPS. It looks like almost entirely through, and then we have like a high point of 126 FPS, up to like 129 at times. That's kind of ridiculous. So there is actually a little bit of overhead on top of what we're seeing regular gameplay wise. So I do wonder if my team is going to actually move up or not. We're just kind of sitting here. We do have quite a bit of distance to kind of go if we want to get to the next place without getting killed by the storm. But yeah, it's very interesting. I'm just hoping that when we get to some of the more intense combative segments, that we do see some more drops, because it has been just holding quite steady. Once you get up to the 100 plus FPS range, it's a lot harder to notice drops in your performance. That might sound odd, but you're going to notice FPS drops a lot more between the 30 and lower and the 60 and lower range, because you try to sort of hit certain intervals when it comes to the actual FPS targets. And when those are off, you can really notice the difference and the way your game is sort of, I guess you could say, handling and performing for you. It really does make it a lot more awkward to enjoy. But when you get to like the 100 plus range, and the people that say like they have like 300 FPS or something they're targeting and they're having issues like playing, when they're dropping a frame, those people are ridiculous. Because you really don't notice the performance as much dropping when you... Is that person executing me? Do they have a Steelers thing on their back? This game is so weird. But you won't notice, as much of a difference when it comes to that 100 to 120 range. It's not as big of a deal when you're looking around and playing the game regularly. I think I'm going to die. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe this person will save me. I might be alive, guys. See, this is why we should have left earlier. I don't know why everybody wanted to stay there. It looks like the enemy team is just kind of swimming. Yeah, it's a little bizarre, but we need to get moving, I guess. They seem to be very calm about this. I've got like no health left. We've also got a very far distance to go, so I don't know specifically. Oh, well, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it, because we also have to contend with the fact that there are enemy players in front of me, so I'm probably going to get downed again, and it'll be neat to see if people are able to, are able to revive me once more. See, we're still quite a bit out of the circle. I don't like to dance around on the edges of circles in Battle Royale games. It just basically gets you killed, at least I think so. But at least I got a full bar, so the potential of my teammates saving me again is, also very much here. It seems like Alex, with the cool design and character outfit, really knows what they're doing. Anyway, it's just kind of impressive to see more and more games hitting this 120 FPS target, because it's not something I really envisioned any games doing when it came to next gen. Like, I really didn't think about it until a few months ahead of time, and now suddenly we're seeing game after game after game supporting 120. I think it's really quite fascinating. I had assumed 4K 60 was just going to be the target the whole gen, but obviously that's not going to be the case, and we're going to see more and more titles actually hit the full marker. Thank you, elf guy thing. Cool scarf, man. You must think I'm like this terrible player. This is my hero, the elf guy. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna know how to get out of this place. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Oh, and I'm getting shot at already. That's fantastic. It's definitely a very different sort of game. There's a lot. Oh, really? We're behind the storm cloud again? Are you kidding me? I don't even feel like I'm getting to shoot at people. Oh, I'm so dead here. Alright, so we're jumping into another match here just to show off a bit more of 120 FPS in action, hopefully landing in a bit of a different spot. I'm not going to Prison Island thingy. Oh, you want to drop straight down there into the mayhem? Sure. But it's mostly just to give you an idea of how it's running. Now, if you really want to hear about the features with the high-end, like 4K 60, there is the previous video that does go into details about that, gives you an idea of how it's running at like a 4K 60 with all those kinds of things in action. This one is purely focusing on the 120 FPS so that you can get an idea of how that is running, because, you know, we like to mix between the two. It still does look really good, but obviously you can, you know, sort of tell a little bit about the resolution drop. Is that a banana guy with like an energy sword or something? I don't even know. This game's too wild for me. I really have no idea what they do in this one. Oh, we open this up. Where are you, banana man? Yeah, but it mostly helps your shots. If you've got like a good gun, it allows you to really feel the full performance of combat and battle. And you obviously have to be good at the game too. That helps a lot, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. It just helps with how you're able to move, how you're able to line things up, the speed of which you're interacting and competing with others. Oh look, a brick. That's helpful. Am I getting shot at? Is that why this building's falling apart? I don't know. Bounty started. I'd rather just run at somebody with this axe of power and totally cut them up. I think it's the Leviathan. Oh, I thought you were fighting somebody. No, just cutting away at stuff with the big pickaxe. I don't know. I think I'm fairly impressed with how it's playing. It feels very, very smooth to the touch. Definitely an upgrade over the 60. And, again, the preferred way to play if you are going into more of a competitive sense. I know a lot of people, strangely enough, I've been asked before how to get better performance out of Fortnite. If you are playing on a console, you need to choose the 120 option if you actually want to like really be competitive and serious about it, but otherwise it really doesn't matter that much. But yeah, it does give you a massive sort of upgrade or benefit and boost over other people for combat. Just you're able to not only line those shots up, because you get those extra frames in there, your reactions should be greatly improved by the fact that you have that extra fluidity layer there. Oh, what is this person? What are you doing here? Goodbye, sweet Penguin 16. To the afterlife with you. I think another really interesting aspect of Fortnite, because I always am impressed by the technical aspects about the game, and that's why I thought it was weird that they didn't do the 120 FPS at launch, because, you know, they've done crossplay, they've made this work. Is that a golden toilet? Across multiple platforms. Oh, wow. Just from technical standpoints, they've always done some really interesting things with the game, and they've always been updating it and changing it in neat ways that I've found kind of fascinating. So it was just weird that they didn't really, I don't know, I guess take it all the way initially off the bat, so I wasn't sure if we would see this sort of upgrade, but here it is, and it's obviously working very well. I'm genuinely impressed by what they delivered here. I was wondering if our team's going to survive, because even in this like fairly hectic thing, lots of people getting shot, lots of bad stuff happening, and Little Cat doing whatever off into the distance, it seems to be running very clear the whole time through. Well, maybe they won't notice me. Maybe Little Cat will come and save the day. I don't think so. They just seem to be self-obsessed in their own world, doing their own thing. What are they? Are they not playing at all? I bet they're not playing at all. That definitely seems to be the case in this particular situation. And it looks like my time in the Fortnite Battle Royale is running out. And they're not even playing. Yeah! Way to go.